She can fake it for the photo ops, but we know that Kamala Harris wholeheartedly supports the chaos at our border, the chaos in our streets, and the chaos in the families who have been victims of her open border policies.
You can always tell when we're getting closer to an election because these extreme members of the Republican Party, they literally turn up the volume under xenophobia. And they're doing it again with H.R. 1371. They lie about immigration and public safety. I mean, when you look at studies, it shows that immigration is actually associated with lower crime rates.
Kamala Harris is not only the border czar, she is also the czar of chaos. And her policies have destroyed America.
They fear-monger, they dehumanize, while they're also quoting scripture, which is kind of hypocritical. And they scapegoat asylum seekers, people who, just like my parents, want to seek a life of dignity and hope and have faithfully contributed to their community and to our collective economy.
What's up, everybody? Major retired Richard Ojeda here, and progressive leader Delia Ramirez took a powerful swipe at Marjorie Taylor Greene and absolutely wore her out on the House floor.
Since being appointed by border czar by President Joe Biden, Kamala Harris has undoubtedly been a complete failure in her job and has destroyed our country by releasing a record-setting levels of criminals, rapists, and terrorists into our communities.
Ramirez had enough of Greene's hateful, racist attacks on Vice President Kamala Harris, and she absolutely pulled no punches when given the opportunity to speak her mind.
As I walked in here, all I heard was what I hear in committee. Constant criminalizing of immigrant communities. And so let me tell you, I rise in strong opposition to House Resolution 1371. What this is more lies, more representations, and more inaccuracies. When the majority cannot pass bills, what do? They introduce blatantly political resolutions that consistently target powerful women of color. They are willing to vilify and misrepresent the sitting vice president of the United States for her diplomatic work to address the root cause of migration from Central America. If my Republican colleagues actually cared about immigration or border security, they would address the conditions that drive people to the southern border. They would pass spending bills that invest in foreign humanitarian assistance and international development programs, and they would participate in cooperative efforts to realize a world where people can build their life they want back at home.
She stood by and allowed these people to come in and idly watched our children and women being raped by illegal alien criminals.
Greene's antics are a disgrace, spreading lies and xenophobia to prop up Donald Trump's floundering 2024 campaign, and they need to be called out. It's like every MAGA nut job is stuck on stupid, and Marge is the one throwing gas on the fire. In the hearing, Ramirez highlighted why House Resolution 610 should be approved to shut Greene up, and it will be a good day when we won't have to hear her shrieking banshee voice anymore. Greene's record is filled with instances of promoting violence, anti-Semitism, and bigotry, from comparing mask mandates to the Holocaust and spreading conspiracy theories about 9/11. Greene's behavior is an embarrassment to Congress, and it's time that we demand better.
Border czar Kamala Harris said, "Do not come," yet proudly welcomed 11.5 million illegals from over 160 countries.
Contrast this with Ramirez's track record. She's a champion for immigrant rights and racial justice, actively involved in legislation aimed at improving health care, education, and the environment. Ramirez's leadership is exactly what we need in these times. Have we forgotten what real leadership looks like?
They want us to waste our time on legislative gimmicks and sham resolutions to score cheap political points. Enough. Seriously, enough. We've been here, we've done this, it's deja vu. I am tired.
I yield Gentlelady an additional 30 seconds.
Gentlelady is recognized for 30 seconds.
They continue to shelve their mass deportation BS. And I'm so tired of it. Let's get to solutions. We should be talking about appropriations. We should be talking about how we make sure that things are working for the American people instead of criminalizing people that are helping us boost our economy. So let's vote no on House Resolution 1371, and let's be done with this waste of time. I yield back to the ranking member.
This isn't just about one speech, though. It's about holding those who spew hate and lies accountable. We cannot let that Neanderthal from the Georgia swamp poison our political discourse, and resisting their lies is what we all need to be doing anyway. Ramirez also took a swipe at House Resolution 1371. This bill unfairly targets Vice President Harris, accusing her of failing in her role as border czar. The resolution is nothing but a diversion, attempting to shift focus from Greene's own failures. Greene, with her extremist views and enormous three toes, is a real threat to our democracy. We've seen other representatives like Jasmine Crockett take Greene to task with her bleach blonde, bad-built, butch body comment. But Ramirez's takedown ranks in her ability to call out Greene's harmful rhetoric and highlight the need for true leadership, which is a breath of fresh air. Isn't it time we supported voices like hers? Ramirez's courage is certainly welcome. Her involvement in crucial legislation and her fearless stance against Greene's toxicity makes her a true leader. In stark contrast, Greene's agenda is driven by hate and division, from her derogatory remarks about Asian Americans to her anti-LGBTQ rhetoric. Greene has shown she's unfit for office. Why do we continue to even give her a platform? Delia Ramirez's stance isn't just about defending Harris. It's about defending the truth and our democratic values and how we can support leaders like Ramirez. We must recognize and support leaders who stand up against hate and fight for the greater good. Greene's actions are a clear threat to our democracy. How much more damage will we allow her to inflict?
You can't leave your front door, your back door, your side door, and all your windows open for all the rats and the nasty people and the thieves and the rapists and the murderers and the child molesters and sex traffickers to come in your home and abuse your home and abuse your family and tear your house apart and then go out and talk tough and tell other people what to do.
You can't be more perfect in your racism than what we just witnessed. It is absolutely ridiculous that this is an elected official in a country that prides itself on being a country of many different people.
Like I said, you guys should move to some country where you can't have guns.
So you're telling me to move out of the country. That is your official position as a member of Congress.
Buffet of government.
Okay, so I just want to be clear.
But right here in America, we're going to defend our
official position as a member of Congress is that I should move out of the country.
But you have a free choice. Go somewhere else. We have the Second Amendment here.
America, in all of her lies, has truly never embraced diversity in the form of equity. Sure, we'll let some of you people come in and do the jobs that we wouldn't do. Sure, we'll enslave some of you because you're darker and we have no care for you. Sure, we'll let some of you come in and build our railroads. But Marjorie Taylor Greene represents the America that has never been comfortable with the idea that your neighbors should be anybody other than white people. Your equals should be anybody other than white people. Never, never should they be anybody other than white people.
Like, actually, a lot more people think that if you could just literally just shoot people at the border, like they wouldn't come anymore. Would you put alligators out there or snakes in the water?
Would we want to be a country that shot people who came across the border then?
Yeah, I mean, because you can't just let everyone overrun the country because you're gonna make it so the whole boat crashes, tips over and sinks. You want to only let in a certain amount, and you want to marry. You don't want, and you want to scream too. You don't want just people to walk in by foot. Right. You want them to come by airplanes. You want them to come by trains. You want to screen them. You don't know who they are before they come in.
So once in a while, if you shot some, you think it would scare people from coming?
And like, why do people think that we have to be the country that lets everyone in? Like everyone's under this like brainwashing that you have to let everyone in, or you're a mean person or something.
Well, we were a country of immigrants, right?
I mean, you could go back to like ancient Rome. The same thing. They let in too many people from around their empire.
But I'm just talking about our country was founded on principles about give us your tired, you're poor, you're hungry.
But we didn't have they weren't getting food stamps. They weren't getting supported by the government when they came here. They were on their own when they came here. If they did that now, people would respect them more. If they did that, we want the country to go back to how it was.
In what ways? What did you prefer then to now?
Well, I mean, obviously a lot of things didn't get accomplished because he tried, to close the border and all that stuff. Like that's important to us, but he wasn't able to accomplish all the way. We like this travel ban to keep America safe. We liked how he was trying to take money away from tell NATO countries to start putting more money out.
When you say the travel ban, the Muslim travel ban?
Yeah, because I mean. You gotta keep the country safe, even though if it hurts some people's feelings. You just gotta do it.
Do you think that a bill in Congress that would allow the president to shut down different border crossings as he saw fit or she saw fit, do you think that would be a good thing to have in place?
Yeah, you should only allow, only a few people in here, like, based on merit, but also they should have to be able to take care of themselves. Like, that's the important thing that no party's talked about. We don't have any, extra money to be given to, other people that are coming here, I mean, it's not necessarily, it doesn't mean that you're racist, it just means you need to take care of your own,
When we were talking earlier, when you said you would support that bill, he urged members of Congress to not support such a bill. What would you say to Trump about that?
You pretty much have to do what Texas is doing. You have to make it a crime to enforce it by the states, because what happens is when different parties come in, they don't want to enforce certain things, so you need to have each state make it legal.
But Texas is a state and it's a federal law, so you still support Texas overriding the U.S. government?
Hell yeah. It's just like, maybe it's not legal, like legally, like, right, but morally, like, it's what people want.
So when she talks about raging war on our southern border, she forgets to mention that Mexico does not have a drug problem. Mexican drug cartels are serving Americans drug appetite. Yeah, including the white people in this country. Marjorie Taylor Greene and the likes are absolutely disgusting that they pretend that America is this white nation, when in actuality, America was kept white a lot longer than it should have been by racist immigration laws. Our problem at the southern border is because of racist immigration laws. If you were from an African nation in the 50s and 60s, could not immigrate to America. If you were from a country with brown people, you could not immigrate to America. They kept allowing white people to come into this country. That's population control at the policy level. Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about being disgusted by the people she worked with. I hope one of those people is a reflection in her mirror, because she is disgusting. When kids that were shot at Parkland came to the Capitol, she trolled them. She puts words up against people's kids, people that have trans kids. She hangs outside of her office anti-trans language. In real life, Marjorie Taylor Greene is despicable. This quote that she is unapologetically American first, while she still supports the people from January the 6th. She still called them hostage. These people took an attack on America's democracy. America is nothing but a democracy that exists because of the Constitution and the duties that the Constitution say that elected officials are supposed to carry out. And she claims that she supports those who attack the Constitution. Don't give me that. You anti-American. You're the same idiot people that claim to be the party of Lincoln while carrying Confederate flags, knowing Lincoln and the Union Army defeated the Confederacy. I'm tired of you people. Read a damn book or shut the hell up.